When I was a kid, there was a time when I thought it would be cool to be a pirate looking for buried treasure. You have to get your map, very intricate map here, right? Then you'd follow it to the X, and you start digging, and then I could always picture that at some point my shovel would hit something hard, and I'd keep digging, and sure enough, there was a chest. And I'd open it up, and I'd pry open the lock. What would I find? Maybe you thought something like that when you were a kid. Or maybe even now you think, would it be great if we're rehabbing this old house, we tear down a wall, and there's a container with expensive jewelry or $100 bills? Or go to a garage sale or into the attic of your new home and find some priceless work of art undiscovered? What if I told you that there were treasure hidden today, right here? Well, there is. Let's look. The first treasure, actually, you guys are closest. One of you under that black cushion on my chair. See if there's a treasure. What do you find? You get to keep it. Whoever finds it, go ahead, open it up. What's in there? You have to stand up when you get it. What is it? $5 bill. All right, good. How about seventh pew this side, in between those two windows, straight across from the Stations of the Cross in the hymnal, center side. One of the hymnals. I would fight over it if I were you. No, not a holy card. Not that that's not a treasure. Maybe I hid it in the wrong spot. Maybe somebody else found it. Somebody else already found hidden treasure. Or try your pew up. Priest is pretty old here. Okay, I owe you $5. All right. Or how about, an empty, I don't know if it's right about here or there, that side, the very far side, one of those two hymnals, in this center area here. Yep, try that, see? What'd you get? $10. All right. Okay. Now you could be thinking, dang, why didn't we sit there? Don't worry. There's more treasure hidden for you right where you are. Now don't look. Start looking yet. It's right under your nose. Not quite as easy to find as if those were really easy to find. Not quite as easy to find as those. What does this treasure look like? There's different ways to describe it. I would describe this treasure like this. It is hope when you feel helpless, meaning when you mourn, a new beginning when you've botched it up, inner safety when you feel insecure. It is community and kindness in the midst of chaos and confusion. It's tenderness and love in the midst of trauma and loss. In other words, it's all the love in the universe for everyone. Jesus calls it the kingdom of God. The promise Jesus gives us again today is that there is a treasure buried by no less than God, there for us to find. Where do we find this treasure? The kingdom of God is buried in the moment called now. The kingdom of God is buried in the place called here. What you and I most deeply need, the priceless treasure of the kingdom of God, is buried always here and now, wherever here and now are in that moment. There is no more wonderful treasure to be discovered. But be clear, by how Jesus lived, we see that this treasure is not, 1, a life without pain, 2, something we keep for ourselves, 3, found primarily in exotic locations, or 4, necessarily obvious or easy to find. For example, where is that treasure when you're stuck in traffic and late to get somewhere? Or you're sweating and dragging a garden hose and you realize it's too short? The treasure is there, but it's buried. Where is this treasure when it becomes clear that a sibling struggles with bipolar disease? Or that a parent needs more help than you can give and no one else seems to want to help ease the burden? It's there, but it's buried. Where is this treasure when a relationship ends? Or when the bills in one hand seem more than the money in the other? Or your child sits on the bench again? The treasure is there, but it's buried. Whatever the situation or moment, it might not even dawn on us that there's a treasure there. I mean, it's not sitting there obvious to be seen. And part of us might not want to do the work of searching and digging for this treasure. I mean, Jesus says it's true, but how do we know? That's part of why it's an adventure, because no one can prove it to us. Having said that, is this not true? You have found that treasure before, haven't you? As you look back over your life a bit, would it not be true that you would realize that you have found this treasure before? Part of our job as church together, 1, to remind each other that God has buried a treasure in each moment. 2, to encourage each other to keep searching for clues to where this treasure is buried. And 3, to spend our lives side by side together looking. Jesus was a treasure hunter. He found the most amazing treasure, and he wants us to find this treasure also again and again and again. The kingdom of God, all the love in the universe, is buried right here, right now, and in each right here, right now. Blessed are those willing to make the sacrifices to be seekers of the buried treasure that is called the kingdom of God.